What's good, Arsenal Universe, man? It's your boy Joe Laguna coming at you guys with my first match review of the season. That coincides with our first Premier League match of the season away at Newcastle, and I am extremely pleased with the performance today. There were some bad things, there were some good things, but more importantly, I'm pleased at the fact that we got away with 3 points. This is the prototypical match in years past where we would only escape with 1 point, or we wouldn't have gotten any points because Newcastle came on pretty strong towards the end of the match. That was due to an Aubameyang goal in the second half. A ball was intercepted by Ainsley Maitland-Niles. The pass was intended for Jethro Williams, a Dutch international, new recent loanee from Eintracht Frankfurt. Ainsley Maitland-Niles picks off the pass. He's down the flank, puts in across to Aubameyang. He brings it down with the loveliest of touches and just chips it past the left shoulder of the goalkeeper, putting it in, giving us a 1-0 victory. Please forgive me if I look at my notes, because I'm looking at my notes just to bring up different points that I personally realized during the match, and I just want to provide you guys with my opinion, as much as information and my perspective as possible. Newcastle comes out in the 3-4-3, which is really surprising to me. I expected a more defensive shape. Some of you guys might think of 3-4-3 as defensive. I think of it as a more attacking. I think about Barcelona's 3-4-3. When you think about it, when Newcastle would drop back defensively, it turns into a 5-2-3. We countered that with a 4-2-3-1. We come out with a starting back line of Monreal, Socrates, and Chambers, and Ainsley Maitland-Niles at right back. Our two defensive midfielders are Granit Xhaka and Matteo Guendouzi. We have Mkhitaryan at the 10, Joe Willock on the left, and Reiss Nelson on the right, and Aubameyang as a long striker. But as you guys pretty much watched through the match, that was pretty fluid. You have Reiss Nelson and Willock coming in. You have Mkhitaryan going wide. You had going wide. You had Aubameyang going wide. Just the fluidity with our attacking players, I was really impressed with, and I look forward to seeing that as the season progresses. When the likes of Mesut Ozil come back in, when we start Dani Ceballos, when Nicolas Pepe is a starter. And that was another note. None of our new signees were starters, and also Ozil and Kolasinac didn't make the trip for security reasons. If you guys know, I've had my issues with Mesut Ozil, and people have had their issues with Kolasinac, but that doesn't justify their lives or livelihood being threatened. Whatever that situation is, I really, really hope that Arsenal look into that. I hope that the investigative services of Great Britain look into that and find out what those threats were, if they were truly viable, and try to eliminate those threats by any means necessary, because individuals going to work every day shouldn't have their lives threatened by someone who doesn't simply like them. I think that's just absolutely ridiculous and silly. Notes from the first half: Newcastle come out in the high press, and I noticed that press was triggered once we played the ball back. If Guendouzi played the ball back, if Xhaka played the ball back, if we tried to play the ball from Chambers and Socrates to one of the fullbacks or to one of the wingers, the ball would be passed back, and that would trigger Newcastle press, and those front three guys were on it, trying to close down the passing lanes, and they did a really good job in the first half of doing that. As a matter of fact, I want to say within the first 10 minutes of the match, we couldn't pass the ball past the halfway mark. We couldn't get it past the halfway mark. That's how well Newcastle pressed. Newcastle pressed. I was impressed by their press, if you will. A couple of niggly fouls going on in the first half. There were chances created where we would cross the ball in, but the ball was either headed out or the pass was cut off and passed out. We would create these beautiful passing sequences. You know Arsenal, how we do the one-touch passing and the guy, one touch and the guy move, one touch and the guy move, and we'll do those one-touch passes through and around defenses. But we couldn't finish in the final third. I think if you think about Mkhitaryan's shot that he put over, think about the Aubameyang chances that were saved. There was a bit of concern when a turnover was created in the midfield, and the ball was passed to Almiron. The ball gets passed in between Guendouzi and Xhaka. I'm not sure if there was some confusion between them two as far as who was step or who was to cut off that passing lane, but the ball is able to get through. Almiron is able to get through, and the ball arrives at his feet, and he is rearing to shoot, and Socrates goes down extremely too quickly, too fast, and Miguel Almiron is able to get past him and put a shot on goal. Even though it was directly at goal, really good save by Leno. He was able to parry the ball away. We had a couple of corners that really didn't lead to anything. Like I said, not a lot to talk about in this match because the match was only 1-0. Wasn't a lot of goals, but they're just different points that I realized throughout the match. You come out in the second half, there weren't many changes in the second half, and but like I said, after the goal, we make a couple of substitutions. Nicolas Pepe comes on, and Dani Ceballos comes on. Dani Ceballos, I really didn't see anything. He really didn't impress me coming on. I'm not sure if it was due to the weather. It was a wet, rainy pitch, and you have to think about this guy's coming from La Liga. It might take him some time to adjust to the climate of England, as well as the pace and physicality of the Premier League. He seemed to be a little bit overwhelmed by that. He seemed to didn't pick up on the pace of the game as quickly as he did. Nicolas Pepe as well. He had one small, tiny little impressive moment in the match. It's when we were trying to kill the game off, and we were on the right flank, and there was a passing sequence between himself, Aubameyang, and Ainsley Maitland-Niles, and he made a stop and quick turn and played the ball back towards the middle of the field. When he did that move, when you can see every Newcastle defender eyes get big and everybody's at attention on the ball when he made that move. I guess they were aware of his pace. They might have heard of his pace. They might have seen how fast he was, and so you can see that move really caught their attention. Also, I forgot Gabriel Martinelli came in for Mkhitaryan. He played as well. I was surprised that Martinelli was even in the first team. I thought he would have maybe went on played a couple of games with the under-23s or something of that nature, something to help further embed him into the English game. As far as Newcastle goes, I was impressed by Alain Saint-Maximin. That guy has really, really good pace. That's the guy with the dreads. From my boys from We Made It podcast told me that he actually used to wear a Gucci headband, man. So I didn't follow League One last year, so I didn't get to actually see him. He didn't have one on today. I guess maybe some Premier League regulations or rules against wearing a Gucci headband because of sponsorship reasons or something. But he really impressed with his pace and his ability, like Nicolas Pepe, to do the quick turns. It's a stop and go. It's the ability to receive the ball, feint one way, and take off the other direction, and just leave guys standing in your dust, and almost like the guys you're playing against have 10-pound boots on, or they stuck in cement. I was really impressed by that. Like I said, overall, man, you have to, like I said, unimpressive game, not a lot to talk about, but I'm just happy that we got 3 points from a game that previously years we wouldn't have got a point, or we would have lost. Because like I said, Newcastle came on late. There was a header from Joelinton that was saved by Leno. You can see that the team is also well drilled, because also in the second half, you can see everybody get behind the ball to try to defend from it. I'm impressed from it. To me, I see it as a platform to grow, and hopefully we will grow from this, because we have tough games ahead. We have Liverpool, we have we have Tottenham coming up. So it was a really good platform to grow from, and I look forward to what we can do in the future when we have everyone embedded into the system, including David Luiz, because I felt as though he really could have helped out in the match in the first half when Newcastle were pressing, and Chambers and Socrates prefer to pass the ball side to side and play a short pass to Guendouzi, which he had to come down to pick up, or they will play the balls to the fullbacks. Hopefully with David Luiz, when teams do try to press us like that, David Luiz can dribble, probably dodge a guy, make a dribble a couple yards up into the midfield, and then spray a ball to one of our wingers, whether that be Nicolas Pepe or Aubameyang in the future. So that's something to keep an eye on and look forward to. I appreciate all of the views. I appreciate all of the likes, comments, anything. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I look forward to bringing you guys more content. Up to Arsenal. Come on, you Gunners.